Djibouti, Wednesday 10th November 2021. The Djibouti resounds at the Mahmoud Harbi Square. The national colours prominently displayed. The moment is solemn.
On behalf of His Excellency the President of the Republic, Ismaïl Guelleh, I declare open the 7th edition of the African International Textile Salon, SITA Djibouti 2021.
An opening ceremony marked by the parade of all participating delegations. Delegates composed of 7 members from 32 countries, all dressed in traditional African outfits. A colorful parade.
L'Afrique du Sud est un pays situé à la pointe du sud du continent africain. C'est un pays riche en minéraux, y compris, mais sans se limiter, l'or et les diamants.
Excellence, Monsieur le Président, cette présente édition.
His Excellency the President, this edition has beaten previous records in terms of participating countries thanks to the efforts of the government of Djibouti, partners, and the reputation of the Salon that keeps growing year after year. SITA against all odds keeps growing in stature, accompanied by the support of the worthy sons of Africa, our mother. From a dozen countries at the beginning, we now have more than 30 countries present despite the postponement of the date.
Malgré le report de la date.
C'est le Burkina Faso, le pays du SITA.
Djibouti, a land of exchange and meetings, was also the capital of African textiles on the 10th, 11th and 12th November. SITA, an event of international scope, a platform to magnify all the actors of the textile industry in Africa.
Le SITA est une tribune.
SITA is a platform that magnifies you and glorifies what you do day and night. Despite your little means, you are giving life to cotton and tissue in Africa. This salon, which has a continental scope, makes it possible to bring together in a single venue political decision makers, important businessmen, designers, industrialists, intellectuals, experts of the African textile and trade peculiar to the African continent. I am convinced that the most beautiful pages of the craft and textile industry will be written here in Djibouti thanks to each of you.
For the writing of these new pages, the Djiboutian presidential couple plays its part. I liked the unity and the fraternity of all Africa and Africans who gathered at the fair to work together and advance together. Raffia from Cameroon, woven loincloths from Gambia, and even faso denfani made in Burkina Faso. The Djibouti version of SITA is not only a good business opportunity, but also a factor of integration of peoples.
If it only consisted of a platform to showcase where you come to exhibit and live, then I think that this kind of thing already exists. But here there is a plus. The plus is the blending. It's getting to know each other and working together.
We are in the interior decoration business, and SITA is a great opportunity for us to make ourselves known and possibly to establish relationships with other actors in the field.
It was necessary to have an international African textile fair so that we Africans could try to better valorize what we have as textiles from our country. SITA is a civil society and human rights association for textiles.
At nightfall, the parade and the exhibition gave way to the fashion parades. and for 2 evenings, some 50 designers and 100 models competed with talent and enthusiasm before an international jury. After a fiercely contested competition, the jury awarded the prize for the best designer to the Fashion Africa Design Institute of Mauritius with a sum of $2,650 US, a trophy and a certificate. We are very happy with the great experience we had here. We really didn't expect to win the first prize. We took it as a new experience. We have been promoting the embroidery, knitting and printing industries, and we wanted them to be seen in our collection, to present Mauritius to Africa and show them what our country is up to. Romeo Ramses from Cameroon was named Best Model.
I am very happy to have won this award. I couldn't believe it, but it's the result of more than 10 years of work in the fashion industry. I thank SITA very much because it is an event that promotes African culture, African textiles and African fashion. Together we can do something much better. Thank you, SITA.
SITA is also an international conference, and this year it was under the theme ITC Industry and Handicrafts, Gateways for an Inclusive Development of the African Textile in a context marked by the COVID-19 pandemic.
What kind of industry do we want for Africa? What economic model do we need now to develop our sector? We are fighting against our decolonization. Their textile is still a form of colonization. We have to fight against this with concrete elements.
SITA is the best platform that exists for us, the actors of the African textile sector, to exchange and share intensely in such a short time. Unfortunately, I have not known any other forum where we have had the opportunity to share in a formal way. However, all of this is under the auspices of the African Union, which has been making out time for us over the years and sending us quality staff who listen and take into account our remarks and recommendations. Recommendations included training in weaving and dyeing techniques for women and a transfer of southern technology that began well before the official launch of the fair.
I didn't know that in Africa you could have a web African fabric made by Africans. We brought Burkinabe professionals to impart knowledge to some Djiboutians so that in the end, in East Africa and Djibouti in particular, this would constitute not just a training course that qualifies, but a course that could in one way or another resolve the issue of employability of women and youths.
In Djibouti, trade represents a substantial part of the national economy. But with the advent of the coronavirus pandemic, some activities are beginning to be hampered. Strategies will have to be adapted quickly.
As concerns all these crafts or textile actors who through tourism and other means managed to get by with COVID-19, it will be necessary to propose to them other means by which they can sell their products. It is in this line that the SITA has organized another training course in e-commerce during the fair.
Our goal, our objective through this training is to help young people to launch their e-commerce projects. Today, e-commerce represents a huge potential. It is a growth lever for us Africans and an opportunity, and we all have what it takes. It is true that there are obstacles, but we can launch and start.
At the moment, I am looking for a job, so I came here to get some information in order to have an understanding of e-commerce to develop my future business.
SITA is also the night of cotton and an international fashion show with big names in African fashion such as Francois Premier, Nadia, Diana, Maria Bukum, among others. The Night of Cotton is an international fashion show and also a night of reward and recognition. For their contribution to the success of the event, the President of Djibouti and the CEO of the Ebo Math Group, represented respectively by the First Lady of Djibouti and the CEO of IB Bank, were honored. The same goes for the African Union. Having been named Best Cotton Grower, the Burkinabe Bihum Bamboo was rewarded with an envelope of 1,500,000 francs CFA. SITA Djibouti 2021 was a success, as evidenced by the decoration of the Commissioner General by the Djiboutian state.
For the first time, I have received a decoration for having successfully organized a SITA in a country. So for me, it is an expression of the satisfaction of the Djiboutian authorities. If not, I wouldn't have been given such distinction.
A recognition that sounds like an appeal to African heads of state to support the initiative.
Je voudrais lancer un appel solennel à tous les chefs d'État africains.
I would like to launch a solemn appeal to all African heads of states to make the promotion of African textiles their hobby horse, to take the responsibility of dressing in African textiles in order to promote everything that is produced in Africa in terms of clothing.
En matière d'habillement.
SITA Djibouti 2021 is now over, and the appointment is made for 2022. It will be in Lomé, in the Togolese capital. Togo won the prize for the best stand during this edition.